Hello, N4H&H here with the Yaesu FT DX5000. I'm playing diversity receive right now. 20 meters is open at a quarter past 11 o'clock here in the east at night. So this gentleman is having a QSO with someone in ZL land. And the signals aren't great. His is not bad. I'm listening on VFO-A with my 160 meter doublet, which is basically you start out like you're going to make a 160 meter dipole. You don't have to be too precise though, because you're going to feed it with ladder line, and that's going to upset the math, as it were, for dipole. And then you bring it into a 4-to-1 balun, and the rest into the shack. The way mine's configured, the ladder line comes all the way into the shack to the back of my Powstar tuner, and the balun is built into the tuner. The doublet is connected to VFO-A, and then VFO-B I've got set to antenna port 2 right here. And that's connected to my Fritzl FD4, which is a off-center fed dipole, 90 feet on one side, 45 feet on the other. So OCF dipole. And this is the one with the 3 kilowatt balun. And it's a 6-to-1 balun. You actually feed this antenna, let me put it this way. You place the balun at the feed point. So there's no ladder line or window line involved. I'm feeding this one with 100 feet of RG213. I've had this antenna since early 90s, and it's moved QTHs with me. So that's what's connected to VFO-B. So I'm doing a little bit of what some people call diversity receive. There are varying degrees of that. Some people, believe in putting a vertical antenna on one receiver and a horizontal on the other, and as the signals tumble in the ionosphere, one antenna's got them and then the other antenna's got them. And in this radio, since VFO-A is coming out the left speaker and VFO-B coming out the right speaker, I can actually hear when their signal fades on one antenna and comes up on the other, which is kind of nice because you don't lose them. I don't know if you've ever, messed with an antenna switch and you hear somebody fading on one antenna and you quickly switch to the other and they're coming up. Well, in this case, you go ahead and hook both antennas to the radio. This radio has simultaneous dual receive. So if their signal fades on one antenna, they're coming up on the other, and I hear them in the other speaker. So it's kind of cool. The other thing you can do is go down here and mess with some of the DSP. Like one thing that's helping here, let me show you what is working here. So this is the DSP for receiver A, this is the DSP for receiver B. And one of the things you do is you want to lock your receivers together, and to do that you long press this button right here that's currently green. That's what enables your B receiver. Long press that, and it's going to take you into the menu. You see here, track frequency. Now that's normally off if I want to independently control VFO-B's frequency, not have it track with VFO-A. But I've got it set now to track the frequency. Then you long press to get out of there. And then when you press this button here to enable the second receiver, watch what happens. As you rotate the big knob, both receivers tune to the same frequency. Now, let me turn it up a little bit.
We just got to get more people, to turn the radio.
Now, while he's talking, let me show you something.
Call CQ and quit assuming that the band's dead.
If you change the width between the two receivers, it creates almost a surround sound effect. But listen to the noise floor.
Take care, John. Any other DX beaming?
It at 2.7 on the B receiver versus 2.4 on the A receiver, which is its default anyway, whether it's on or off, it canceled out some noise in the noise floor. Listen. Hear that? So even though their signals are quite low,
pretty good, Ken. Doing pretty good.
Not him, but the other stations, I'm hearing them well.
I hope I am.
And by the way, I am using digital noise reduction. I've got it set pretty high because of these low signals.
We had some real stormy weather in the last 2 days.
I'm running it at
Today was
12.
Nice. It only got up to about 23 C.
There we go.
Maybe 24. And tomorrow's going to be a
Yeah, let me give you a point of reference.
There you are. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good, Ken.
Digital noise reduction all the way down.
Here you, Ken. Over.
I'll try 10. And again, check it out when I do. There's some phasing going on, see? I hope you can hear that in the recording. This comes in handy when you're trying to pull out ghost stations, you know, really, really weak CW stations. Sometimes this method will help. So 2.7 on B and 2.4 on A, and I'm canceling out some noise.
It's just the other way around here. We had about, let me count it, about 78 millimeters of rain Monday and Tuesday. So that's a lot of water. So it's very, very wet here. But 2 or 3 days of 24, 25 C.
This radio has 4 antenna ports and a receive antenna port too, so you can actually have an antenna you're always receiving on, no matter which antenna you're transmitting on.
I'll answer a few more here, and I'm fixing to go to bed pretty quickly, Ken. Take care. I'll try to be a little more active on the short path here, Ken. KEN and 4GNR. Take care, my friend.
I don't know if you could hear that. It's almost making a surround sound effect when I vary the width.
Take care. Bye-bye. Any other DX, maybe VK? VK7, Nancy Sugar, is that right?
I don't have propagation to hear that one.
NSS. This is N4 Golf Nancy Radio.
Okay, I'm going to turn off the B receiver and let you hear what he sounds like.
You're, Malcolm, you're about 5 and 5. Go ahead.
That's just the A receiver using the doublet. Just temporarily switching to my ZS6 BKW to see if it had any better signal. Probably not. This doublet has a lot of gain on this band in certain directions.
Tell him I said hello. And if you run into John, VK7X,
I'm going to turn on the second receiver.
I said hello. I haven't heard them two them two gentlemen quite a while, over.
So again, hear the noise?
All right, fine, Malcolm. Pretty tough copy.
When I go to 2.7, that noise disappears.
Take care, Malcolm. All the best. VK7 NSS from N4 Golf Nancy Radio. Good night. 7-3. Good afternoon to you, and good night from here. This is in for Golf Nancy Radio. DX, please. Any other DX beaming Oceana in for Golf Nancy Radio.
Okay, well, hopefully that was informative to you.
Say again?
Diversity receive, when you have a radio that has two separate receivers that work simultaneously. Feed it with two different antennas that are perpendicular to one another, or different polarities, and just experiment with what happens as you listen to the station. Like I said, now what has happened for me is I've had that setup help me pull out ghost stations, like really weak CW signals that are almost imaginary, and having the two receivers help me out a little bit, because again, you get some fading, some QSB, and sometimes when they're going down on one antenna, they're coming up on the other. So having both antennas be receiving at the same time on two separate receivers can come in handy. As a matter of fact, if you're wearing headphones, you may hear the signal literally switch from one side to the other as they fade off out of one antenna and come up on the other. And another thing, you can go into this radio and set it up to where it's like mono. Instead of instead of receiver A going into your left headphone or the left speaker here, and receiver B going into the right speaker or right headphone speaker, you can set it up to where they're not separated like that. And then what happens is when you've got a monaural, a mono sound in your ears, but when they fade off one antenna and into the other, it's almost like you don't notice it, because it's all being mixed together. But anyways, it's good fun to play with this diversity receive concept. And so if you've got a radio that has dual receivers, something like the Kenwood TS-990S, the ICOM 7600, the 7851, the Yaesu FTDX 5000MP, the Yaesu FTDX 101D, the Yaesu FTDX 101MP. All of those have dual receive and multiple antenna ports, and that's what it takes, so that you can assign, like I did. Antenna 2 is my Fritzl FD4 off-center fed dipole. Antenna 1 is my 160-meter dipole. 160-meter doublet. And with that type of an antenna on these higher bands, it develops some lobes of gain. Of course, with that, you also get some nulls. But I'm fortunate that the directions that one has some good lobes of gain in are directions that I like to work. So that worked out nice.
We practice the art of DXing. We all share a common
Look at this one. This S meter is the off-center fed dipole on VFO-B. This S meter is VFO-A with the doublet. And you can see the signals as they shift from one antenna to the other. So this just allows you to prevent fading. When they fade out on one antenna, you come in, they will come up on the other antenna, using simultaneous receive two separate antennas.
Okay, Doug, you said your name was what again? I'm sorry, I missed that. Okay, Peter. Yeah, nice. Yeah, you're probably at 9 on the S meter. Solid.
You can see it on the S meters here in the shack. I'm hearing it change speakers.
5 days.
Left speaker, right speaker. Left speaker's VFO-A, right speaker VFO-B.
Enormous signals in the clear. I think Andrew or someone was talking about working some mobile stations down in Australia. Maybe yesterday or the day before. So when you work in the mobile stations, propagation has to be pretty strong. I'm running a 4-element chemical quad. It's a homebrew. It's not baby. It's everybody helps out put that thing together and put it up on the tower and all that. The US could tune properly on 20 meters now, and happy with that. So about 20 meters, 60 feet, and I'm running about a kilowatt. I'm from a American AL1200, and the radio is a Yaesu FTDX 101 Delta. Back to you, Peter. Was it Victor 202, Victor Queen?
Okay, now we have a Cushcraft R5 vertical on receiver B. Look at the S meter. And the doublet is still on VFO-A. I don't know if the camera can pick that up or not, but I'm hearing him mostly in the right speaker up here. If you wear headphones, of course, you'll hear that as well as they shift from side to side. See, now he's coming up on this one. Now he's coming out of the right-hand speaker and back to the... He's balanced right there. So people ask, you know, why have a dual receive? I can't listen to two people talk at the same time, and it's not really all about that. Although sometimes it is cool to be able to listen out for maybe you have a sched with someone, you know, you're waiting to talk to them, but you're in a QSO on another band, and it comes in handy for that. But, you know, like I've said, I use it sometimes for this to fight fading. Go down on one antenna, come up on the other. So he's here now.
It's just a hair over 4 kilohertz mark. That's my design, so that sounds like I couldn't really tell to that degree of accuracy because there's certainly a lot of low frequencies. I mean, it rolls off maybe 10 dB per octave. I don't know if that's right.
Shifted back over to that one for a minute.
Not 10 dB per octave, 10 dB per decade, I guess.
And again, the difference between these two antennas is polarization. Doublet over here horizontal. This is a Cushcraft R5 vertical.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very close to the carrier.
So this guy here, now he may be in one of the nulls on that doublet. The doublet has a lot of gain, but because of that, it has nulls. So he's coming in stronger, you know, consistently, I think, stronger on the R5 vertical.
Yeah, and that's at 950. Yeah, I remember that too. Always point that out. Well, for good reason.
He came up a little bit on the doublet there. Now you remember, you know, the skywave signals don't necessarily remain horizontal or vertical, so whatever antenna you're using, when they hit that ionosphere, they can, you know, tumble, circular, and that's why multiple antennas can help you sometimes.
Oh, are those things, if you blow them, you have problems?
That guy, boy, he shifts back and forth.
Oh, there's
Him.
Isn't that the old Motorola number? Yeah. That's what I thought. So, yeah, well, MRF 150s probably get I don't know. You could probably get 300 watts out if you wanted to push it.
At that level, so you can get the good IMD numbers.
Now this guy's coming up on the R5.
Good design.
Oh, now he went over here.
Oh, okay.
I sure hope you can hear that in the recording. But you can see it on the S meter. It's very pronounced if you wear headphones.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I don't want the video to be too terribly long, but I wanted to give you several different examples of
Like an Indian name or something?
of where dual receive, simultaneous dual receive can be fun and handy.
Making noises. Who is this? Oh, okay, nothing. Somebody's probably just trying to wreck my front door.
Okay, well, that should be enough. And I want to thank my Patreons for helping me keep this channel going and bring you this type of content. I do really appreciate that. And if you're not already a Patreon and would like to participate to help me continue doing this, if you like this type of content, that certainly sends me the message that I should make more videos like this. To become a Patreon, go to www.patreon.com, patreon.com, and /N4HNH, my call sign. Wow, look at that. He's coming up on the doublet. He's shifting a little bit of that one too. So that's www.patreon.com /N4HNH. And don't forget, we got a drawing coming up June 30th, 2021. We're going to randomly pick one of the names from the Patreon list, and that person is going to get a 1-hour Zoom session with me at some date of their choosing, and we'll just talk ham radio, have some fun, meet one another, and I look forward to it. And if you would at least subscribe, like the video, and subscribe to the channel, and that would help us out as well. And if you do subscribe, click the bell, and you'll be notified when I upload the next video. And with that, I want to say 73, and this is N4HNH saying thanks for watching.